Hello Dinosaur Omelette friends, this is Angela. I'm here with you guys again, just sharing a task that I'm doing with you. Today I am rebanding some jumbo quail that I've been tracking. There's some breeders that I've been growing to replenish our personal birds. So I'm rebanding bands on their legs. They're about 5 weeks old or so, and I'm putting larger bands on them because they're going to continue to grow, and I want to make sure the bands are nice and loose. I have my container here to put the birds in that I band in here temporarily before I return them back to my my hatching time housing unit. You may have noticed already I have some silky pullets in here as well. This is a chicken hatching time cage, and this is a smaller size. Yeah, so I have colored zip ties here, and it's to track my birds in the different groups. I weigh them at different points of their growth rate as well, and I have 3 different groups that I'm keeping separate via using bands, so I know who's who. I have some cutters to trim them. I have a nail clipper. You could use like a small scissor if needed to clip any bands that are kind of tight. I have a notebook and pen in case I want to write down any notes as I observe them. But yeah, these are the small type of zip ties. There are a lot of them available on Amazon. You can get numerous different colors, which is nice. There's also clip-on bands that are reusable. You can buy some of them even have numbers on them if you want to be detailed in your tracking. I use these just because it works for what I'm doing. I also use the clip-on ones at a different stage of their life, but during the growth process I like using the zip ties. Yeah, so I'm just pre-looping them so it's just easier while I'm handling the birds. It's easier to put it on them versus having it open completely. So I'm going to go ahead and start this process. I have maybe like about 15 birds, a few more than that I'm going to be rebanding. So I'm just going to what I'm going to show you is handling them. You'll see, you know, they'll get a little excited, and I'll make some notes as I'm handling them to you. But I want to show you how I hold them and how I do this whole process of putting these zip ties on them. So this is a nice boy. You can tell by his rust red chest. And I'm going to go ahead and give him a new band. And what I like to do is I don't hold them tightly, just snug. Hold their wings, and I keep their legs away from my hand. So I put my fingers like on their thighs, and the point is to kind of keep them from getting their toes, their toenails up underneath my fingers, because then they just kind of scratch, and I don't want them to do that. So I want to try and keep them contained, and you can see he's relatively calm. But what I do is I put their back against me like this, and then I grab their little legs, and I have this wing here is being held by my hand, and this wing here is kind of being held by my body against my body, and my finger kind of has it. The point is I'm containing him. Both his legs are held in my hand. I have a free hand. He's under control. Even if he gets excited, he can't really do anything. Really, if they get their wings out or their legs out, then they'll start struggling. So if you keep them contained, then they stay calm. They don't feel threatened, or they don't feel unsafe. So he's calm because he's contained. So I'm gonna use the nail clipper because my shears are a little large, but the bands are still loose, but I want them to be a little looser than this. So, yep, he's going to be getting a little band. So I just take the loop and I put it over his little toes, and then just keep him contained. I zip it tighter, and then just make sure it's loose, but it doesn't go over that first little toe, but the little toe there holds it on. And then I clip off the excess. And now he is re-banded with this temporary band. And it's not so temporary. Like, you can keep these bands on them for the duration of their life, but for what I'm doing, it's a temporary one. So I'm going to go ahead and stick him in the container so I know he's been banded. And I may speed this process up a little bit since there's quite a few birds to do. But hopefully this is interesting for you. And this is a female. So you know it's a female because she's got speckles on her chest. And I'm just keeping my thumbs like on her wings and keeping my fingers above her legs so she can't really kind of get her legs, her little nails under my hand to scratch. When you keep them contained, they calm down. If their wings get loose, this is the same thing for chickens when you're holding them. When their wings get loose, their legs kind of start going crazy, then they feel unsafe, unbalanced, and then it makes them freak out. But if their wings are contained, their legs are kind of contained. Her legs are contained because I'm holding her thighs, so she can't really move them that much. But I'm not squeezing her, I'm holding her loosely. So she can struggle. You see she has feather dust coming off of her, but anyway, I'm holding her loosely. I don't want to squeeze her. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her against me, hold her legs, like that. And I have, this wing is pinned underneath my hand, this wing is against my body. Not super snug, but it's snug enough that she feels safe. So I'll go ahead and clip off this band. Just making sure to be careful not to clip her. I'm going to take my pre-looped band and go ahead and slip it over. You're okay. So, excuse me, she just startled because I touched her toe and she's like, what's that? So, I'll just get her to calm down a little bit. But overall, I try to kind of move quickly so that they're not overly stressed. So I wanted to mention, particularly when holding the females, but in general, a good reason why you don't want to squeeze them, you just want to hold them snug and contained, is because they can prolapse. And what that means is their internal organs come out, or not organs, but their egg-laying parts, their muscles, their internal rear end comes out. That's G-rated explanation there. Comes out, and it becomes inside out and exposed to the air and everything. It's quite painful for the bird, so you don't want that to happen. But when you squeeze them, that pressure can do that. Yeah, these guys are molting. I can tell they're growing new feathers, and they're actually dropping feathers. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one. Because these guys, they are, you know, they're prey animals. They don't really have a defense other than they don't really have a defense. They flee, they run, they fly away, and what they'll also do is this is a boy, they will kind of throw up their water, like if they've drank water, or if they don't have any water in their crop, then they'll spit up saliva, but it's just kind of like a way to, like, you know, get whatever's holding them to let go. They'll spit up, and then also they might go to the bathroom just out of being scared or being handled. So it's pretty common for them to spit up at any age, day old all the way to a fully mature old quail. So just in case you ever handle them and you have them spit up, don't be startled. It's just their way of dealing with being scared and trying to get away. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue finishing up this project. I only have a few more left. I kind of sped up myself here a little bit. I hope that was interesting to you. That's just a day in the life of the Dinosaur Omelette. One of the things that we do. There's just various things that I'm always doing and Christopher's doing. Yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, just want to say that you liked the video, put your comment below, subscribe and like the video if you'd like to see what other things that we do, if you like what you're seeing here and taking in. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.